live. Go live. Act like you got on some skates. Act like you got. Say, boy, that's the song that get everybody on the dance floor down here, man. Act like you got on some skates. Hey, act like you got on some skates. Man, y'all, welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Every Wednesday at 8:30, man, go tell a friend and tell a friend over there on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share so that we can get them algorithms bumping and jumping. You hear me? Yeah, man. Tonight, man, we're talking about a topic that's really touching a lot of people because we're talking about overthinking. Overthinking happens in everybody's mind at least 5 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the minimum, not the maximum, but the minimum. 5 times a day, you're going to overthink on a subject that's really bothering you or that's something that's getting to you. So we really need to, I got a lot of information. Hopefully the guys got a lot of information. I ain't going to say hopefully because I know they do. Mike is a very detailed gentleman. He knows. He be talking about some stuff, man. And then, wait a minute, hold on. Alejandro, give me your name tonight. I need my glasses for that.
Rumination.
I got it.
Rumination.
Okay. Yeah. Rumination.
Now,
which one? Rumination?
What's the rumination mean? What's that mean?
A rumination, I mean, it's just pretty much what it is. Just overthinking.
Overthinking.
Yep.
Okay.
When I came up with the name, I started to overthink. I'm like, damn it.
Rumination. Is that really? Hold on. I think I got that written down.
Most likely. I got it written down.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, that's
rumination in the future.
Yeah, man. So, man, hey, man, let's go ahead and get it started, man. What we talking about, Dan? Well, come on, rumination, rumination. Let's get it started. Let's see what we got.
I would say that the art, the art of overthinking, it happens to everyone. I didn't have to deal with it, but then I thought about it more, and I was like, well, I don't overthink. I just tend to. I tend to solve problems that don't exist yet. Pretty much the same thing. But yeah, it happens every day. It happens to the best of us. It happens to all of us. Like you said, multiple times a day. Some with a simple solution, then it's like, well, okay. And then me being a Virgo, we always overthink. So I can lay in bed, like trying to go to sleep, and I start thinking about the stuff that can happen, that can possibly happen, that should have happened. Like, man, I don't go to bed until 3:34 o'clock in the morning because of that.
Wow.
So, I mean,
you you get in bed at 8, and you
bed at 3, and then wake
go
up
to bed at 4:30.
Yeah, then get up at 7. Like, man, you know what? Some got to give.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I can believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Amber. Hey, Amber. Mike, what you got for us, Mike?
Well, you know, a 17th century French philosopher by the name of...
There you go.
Okay, his name was Rene Descartes. He once says, cogito ergo sum. Okay, which translates from Latin into the famous quote, I think, therefore I am.
Wow.
Now, and this is arguing the fact that the act of thinking or doubting is proof of one's existence. Now, the very act of thinking has taken or transferred the weakest, most vulnerable of creatures in the animal kingdom into the apex predator, and that's man. Because when we're born, we are totally defenseless. But even a horse, when it's born, it can walk as soon as it comes out. So it can run to protect itself. But even though this thinking has brought us to where we are, the act of overthinking has caused us to stagnate. Because overthinking will actually lead you to start doubting yourself. It'll cause you to procrastinate. It'll just cause you to not get anything done. To be the exact opposite of productive. So,
Wow.
and this
Say,
is what
man,
we're talking about tonight.
I know a lot of people done seen that happen in their life to where they overthink and then they procrastinate.
Mm-hmm.
I know if you say you never done it, you're a lie. Because it's just that that's part of nature, because when we're unsure of our lives, because we were taught by people who lived in a past life that did not know nothing about this future that we got going on. So man, that's some deep stuff. I like that, Mike. I like that, man.
And what's the lad name again, Mike?
Huh?
What's the Latin saying of it again?
Yes, Amber.
The Latin saying,
Yeah, the yeah.
Rene Descartes.
Huh?
Descartes.
No, you slurring. What you said?
Wait a minute, I'm understanding. I'm not understanding you now. What'd you say?
No, he was just saying, repeat the dialogue you just gave.
Oh, about the 17th century French philosopher. His name is Rene Descartes, and his saying was, well, I'm not even going to say it in Latin again, but I think, therefore I am.
Yeah,
And this is just that to prove that thinking or doubting means that you actually exist.
Yeah.
Because we as humans, we are the only creatures on this planet that actually have that ability.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
We can think, we can change our future, and that's how
yeah,
we come from being the weakest creatures on the planet to being the actual apex predator. We are the
yeah.
big dogs. We can
We
hunt the bigger beasts. We can hunt gorillas, and
exactly.
we definitely
We,
can't. They can't do nothing to us if we outthink them. So we can capture them. We can kill them.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
and I like what Amber just says. She says that it can put you in a depression as well.
oh, absolutely.
Yes, and that's the thing because uh, overthinking is not just thinking too much. It's actually when thinking becomes counterproductive. It's
Wow.
like you come up with a solution to a problem, and then you rethink it, and now you're basically creating another problem that really doesn't exist yet.
I like that part right there, because my daughter put a post up. One of my children put a post up today, and she was saying that she prayed for everything. She asked God for everything to happen in a certain way, but then when it didn't happen, she started losing faith in what it was. So when
Mhm.
we ask God to do something for us, we have to keep that same belief system that it will become.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah,
you change because it's not happening when you want it to, that's when you fail, or that's when the thing is not going to happen for you. But if
Right.
you keep
right.
that same belief system that you thought of for it to happen, it will come into fruition.
It happens.
Because a lot of
Yeah.
us, we say we pray. I was listening to Reverend Ike today, and Reverend Ike
Mhm.
said, "Say, man, you cannot pray like, well, God, oh man, I'm gonna need you to do this, and I'm gonna need you." He said, "You have to pray that funky prayer, like, God, I know you got some money now, give it here."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you got
Demand
some
it.
money, God. Give me that money. You got to
Yeah.
command the things that you want out of life. You can't sit back and ask God to say, give you something, and then doubt at the end of the thought process. And then
Right.
now you get nothing because you changed your belief system. So I like that, man. Overthinking, man, will definitely have you in a place to where you don't even remember what you were thinking about.
Yeah.
And
It
it'll
traps
take
you
you
in a
away
cycle.
from your goals. It'll take you away from your goals. It'll take you away from your spouse,
Mhm.
your everything. It'll take you away from the dreams, because you thinking because it's not happening the way you want it to happen. The thing about faith, man, it beats everything. Faith beats all. I don't care who you are, what religion you are, whatever you believe in. If your faith system does not is not in alignment with what you said you wanted,
Mhm.
you won't get anything out of that.
Exactly.
you know? So I
It's
like that,
true.
bro. Yeah, man. So I got a couple of signs you might be overthinking.
Hmm.
Second guessing decisions or conversations. We just talked about that.
Yep.
Persistent on that question of what if? What if? That'll take you right out the game right there. But what if it
Yep.
ain't? Well, what if now you're doubting the same thing that you asked for?
Mhm.
Trouble sleeping, feeling guilty or tense.
Hmm.
If you tell the truth, you won't feel guilty.
Show that.
You won't feel tense. If you tell the truth, you won't feel anything but nothing but just joy. People always ask, I have this question come up, man, how you smile so much? I say, bro, because I'm not worried about nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't second guess it. If I said it, I meant it. If I did it, I did it.
Yeah.
I don't regret nothing I did. You must have did. You if I harmed you, you had it coming to you. Because I wasn't messing with nobody.
Yep.
Yeah. And if I
Exactly.
cussed you out, man, that means it was a reaction. I don't start trouble, but I know how to finish it to make you
Yeah.
feel like I'm the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy as long as I know my truth was spoken.
Mhm.
And then we have analysis paralysis, which meaning you're
Hmm.
stuck, you're unable to act. That's where that procrastination come in. So,
Yes.
man, those are some things that I wrote down. The fellas might have some other things, but it's like we have to realize that overthinking to have you broke.
Hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Overthinking will
Yeah.
have you sitting around a bunch of broke people talking about what y'all gonna do,
Mhm.
believing in fairy tales.
Yeah.
I like that song by them Dog Pound. What the boy say? Can't you see ups and downs all around? Yeah, fairy tales of make believe. Yeah, that's the Snoop Dogg now. Yeah, man,
Um,
that's what I got out of that though, man.
that's true.
Mike, what
And
you
you know,
got out of that?
well, for one, I found out there's actually two forms of overthinking, and that's where rumination got his name from. Because one
Mm,
form is ruminating, which is
yeah.
focusing on the past.
Mhm.
So you're replaying mistakes, obsessing over what if or what should have happened, and you're self criticizing for what has already happened. Because once it's happened, you can't do nothing about it. You just have to
No.
accept it and keep moving. And
Yeah.
then the second is worrying. And worrying is focused on the future. So
Mm,
you're imagining the worst case scenarios. And sometimes it's necessary. But like I said before, is when it becomes counterproductive. Worrying about the future or imagining a worst case scenario is counterproductive. And fear of the unknown. But
Mhm.
nobody knows what's going to happen from one minute to the next. So worrying about it doesn't do anybody any good. It's like going
right.
to the dentist. You worrying about how it's going to feel, you start feeling pain before you even sit in the chair.
Or you even
And then
see.
when it's done, you don't even realize. It's like, man, that wasn't so bad. But it's like the anticipation of pain is worse than the actual pain itself. And that's basically what worrying does to you. And then anxiety over what might happen.
Now,
Everything can.
Amber, I don't mean to cut your wisdom, Mike, but I gotta ask Amber this question. How do
Mhm.
you overthink when you're learning? She says she overthinks when she's learning. You're
I can see
learning.
how that happens. I
How?
see how that happens. You know how
That
when
means you
you
really that means you really
not
need to stop.
you know what it is? It's like if you're taking a test or you studying, you got the information in your brain, and then you're
No,
taking a test. and you start
Listen,
overthinking your answers. So
listen to the
now you
word,
know the answer,
but listen to the word though, brother. She says when she's learning.
right? But she's doubting the information that she's learning. That's all it is. So you
I
get
see.
the information and you doubt it. So then when it comes time
Um,
to take that test, you have the right. You ever take a test or you write the answer and then you go back and you change it, and then at the end of the test, say the first answer was right.
but you're saying a test. A test is something things that you already know. We're not talking
Yes,
about a
but it
test.
comes while you're learning.
We're talking about the unknown. How do you overthink the unknown?
That's
I'm
what
learning.
worrying is.
The word learning means to collect new information, not a test. A test is something that you already know. Learning is things that you've never seen or heard. So for me to like she just said, she explained it. She said
Hmm.
she think of the what ifs. Now I said that in the beginning too. The
Hmm.
what ifs is what takes us out a lot of time. But I can't think of a what if I'm bringing upon new information into my head. I don't think that's somebody. Y'all psychotic. Y'all just some psych.
No, well, I've been through a lot of different types of trainings and learned a lot of different things. And there are people that, man, what you think they're going to have us doing next? How you think this is
Yeah,
going to go? What you
yeah.
think the
See,
test is going to be like?
yeah.
See,
See, I'm
that's
not
overthinking the learning process.
right. Yeah, I'm
I
not
can't.
that type of
It's like,
person.
right, me either. It's like whatever comes, comes. I'm here for a reason.
Yeah,
It
I'm
ain't
not
nothing
gonna
to it
think.
but to do it. Is the way I see it.
Yeah,
Ain't
I'm not
nothing
gonna
to it
think
but to
about.
do
I'm
it.
not gonna think about the future if I'm learning something new, because I
Right,
can't learn and then think about the future at the same time. It is not gonna happen for
right.
me.
And I can't see how. Well, I
See,
do. I have seen it happen, but it's like, why are you worrying about? If you're trying to learn it, you should be just focused on the new information,
yeah.
not worrying about the new information or what's happening during the new information.
But what she said to that, to respond to that, she said, and that's a way of her understanding sometimes.
Hmm.
So learning, you can't tell somebody how to learn something, and I love that because she's given
Right.
the exact on what she's on how she's you know overthinks in that process. So I love
Hmm.
that because that'll clarify some things for her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But that's what I like because it goes back to me. It goes back to my faith system. Whatever it is that I feel, I'm not gonna try to learn from something that's not creditable.
Right.
I can say that. If it's Joe
Yeah.
Dispenza, because I did my research on the people that I want to listen to and the things that I want to learn, I'm gonna hold these people accountable. It's like 19 keys. It's like Trapper, Wall Street Trapper. That's like
Yeah.
Bruce Lipton. I've heard the greats say these people names. If you're great, if everybody talks about you like a Jim Rohn or a TD
Hmm.
Jakes, if they talk about you, I feel that you're creditable enough for me to do my research on you. And then once I do my research on you, I can learn from you in an easy manner. I feel comfortable learning from you. I don't want to be learning
Right.
from somebody that I haven't researched.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta see your reels. I gotta see your testimonies. I gotta hear your story multiple times on multiple platforms, and then I can say, okay, I can learn from that person. That's
Hmm.
just me. I don't know about anybody else does it, but if I'm not gonna say, let me learn from this person for the first time, I'm gonna learn from them. Nah, I have to listen to you multiple times for me to learn from
Gotcha.
you. Because I've seen so many people get on Facebook, Instagram. You can become a millionaire overnight.
Right.
My
But
book.
you ain't a millionaire, right?
It ain't a millionaire yet. They taking pictures by somebody else's yacht. They're somebody else's car.
Yeah.
What the Bow Wow Challenge? That's what it's called, the Bow Wow Challenge.
Yeah.
I'm in a private jet, but I ain't in a private jet.
Yeah.
Man. Rumination, what you got for us, man?
I was just thinking, when you made the comment about people overthinking, like when they go to the dentist, that's one thing I never did because they have some great drugs. Like me, like yeah. So,
Right.
I mean, but like when you go and get a tattoo, like people are afraid of needles. Myself is like, even when learning new things, I would doubt. I used to doubt it at first, but it's like, okay, cool. Let me see how the information is gonna come across. I'll go ahead, send information, take down the notes, see how everything. It's like it breaks down in my system. So if it doesn't make sense to me after that, then okay. But other than that, it's
Mm-hmm.
let things happen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I
Over
like that. I
me
promise you, man.
or
Do your research. That
yeah,
way you don't have to feel like you need to overthink.
yeah,
If you research something enough, it's like growing up playing playing the neighborhood games of hide and go seek.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't jump right into hide and go seek in the beginning. You had to hear about it. You had to, what y'all doing? How does that work first?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
How does hide and go seek work? Oh, that's what y'all do. Oh, I'll play next time. When we were growing up as children, we always had that. Let me see it first.
yeah.
Right.
And then I'll join you guys. Let me see you double dutch first, and then I'll come back and see how to do the double dutch. Or let me see how to do the hopscotch or the merry-go-round. I ain't never seen nobody just jump on the merry-go-round when back in the day when we was throwing the merry-go-round. It's like, no, I'm not getting on that. Big John over there slanging that thing about 100 miles. Oh man, yeah,
I'm trying
yeah.
to
We
back
didn't,
off a swing.
huh?
Instead of trying to do a backflip off the swing.
Yeah, you see that
Oh, yep.
type of stuff right there, man. We had to see you do it. We had to see that crazy kid do that backflip about 4 times before we said, okay, that's how he did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how you prevent overthinking, y'all. Do the
Yeah.
research multiple times, look at it multiple times, get all of the information before you do it. And I ain't gonna say you'll stop overthinking, but you'll slow the process of
Yeah.
overthinking down.
It's down, like or the nigga knocking. I didn't know what that was until I got running up to
Oh, okay.
people doors and running. Like, man, how the heck? But they sitting right there by the door. They can open it and start blasting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that, Deborah. She has a book. I mean, she's reading a book right now that's The Power of Positive Thinking. And it helped her get past the overthinking process. Well, it's helping
Mm.
her. She hasn't finished the book yet, but it's helping her. And that's real. Because see, we have
Nice.
to, we do have to do the research. You know what I'm saying? We have to, that's why I love this platform, because we get to research the information and then we pass it on to you guys, because we all
Right.
thinking it. We're all in the same processes of if you're on the elevation page, if you're on the elevation platform, if you're trying to get better at yourself, these are the things that we're going to be doing. So I can appreciate, like Deborah saying that she's putting it, the power of positive thinking. That would definitely surpass your overthinking part. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
It's like overthinking when Tava first came out.
Man, thank you. That right there, because I didn't know about network marketing. I didn't know nothing about network marketing.
Right.
But I listened to the greats. I listened to the people who has been doing it. The Nina Moores, the Ebony Hendersons, the Tammy Faye's, the Kenny Lloyds. Whenever he would speak, I would listen to sometime with his stuff, but I think he was too far gone for me to even grasp everything that he was saying. But I knew them hungry people, the people who was really hungry to grab, to gain, to gain they they roll. Like Tony the T Man was another dude, bro. Tony, God rest
Yep.
his soul, but Tony Jeff Simpson, it was
Yep.
like off and on with Jeff. I didn't really, dig into Jeff, but a lot of people, bro, that were just hungry to win in that part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Same wigs, and especially about Jeff. But then when I got to know him and know the motives, I'm like, you know what? I'm good on this one. But everybody else, Tony, Ebony,
Right.
Janella,
Yeah. Yeah, they was new and they were hungry, you
Mhm.
know. But that's the thing about anything that we should get off into. We should not overthink it. We should accept where these people are. But then that goes back
Right.
into accepting who you are as a person.
right,
Yeah.
If you
That's a
can't
big part
accept
of it.
yourself, but then a lot of people accept themselves on the foolishness too now.
Mhm.
So
Hmm.
that's another thing. If
right,
you feel
And
like
you,
you're good where you're at and you're not at $1 million yet, that's a problem. Oh, I'm good. I'm good at where I'm at. You are? can
we cannot be.
you yeah, can you take care of your whole family for the next year? If this world shut down right now, do you know how to start a fire? Do you know how to build a campground? Do you know how to go to a campground? Do you have the land to go to the camp? I got a homeboy I've been knowing since the fourth grade. James, his name
hmm
James. That man out there growing every fruit, every vegetable. He has a whole big old land. He knows how to survive off the grid.
Yeah,
hmm
Even my partner who was on here, the soldier, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who's in the war.
Yep.
He knows how to survive off the grid. He's growing his own, he got his own garden in his backyard as well. He just had open heart surgery. Congratulations, my brother just made it through open heart
Wow.
surgery the other week. You know what I'm saying? It's just the people you surround yourself with, bro. It's the soldiers. I don't want to surround
Right.
myself with people who are always remembering, who are always talking about what happened already. If it ain't some futuristic stuff, keep me out of it. I don't want to be involved.
right,
When you turn 50 plus and you're still talking about 84, it's a problem. It's a problem.
you remember that
Right.
cutlass?
You remember that colors I had on them things, man? That's a problem. I would rather be an overthinker than an underachiever.
Yeah,
Mm. Yeah. That makes sense.
I made that post on my stories. You will always be broke if you watching TV, you have no hobbies, you know what I'm saying? You still doing whatever everybody else is doing. You will never have anything that's worth anything.
Right. Just what everybody else has.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
it. And
and
that's
the
crazy.
research and part of the research I found it says why do we overthink? And it actually gave four main reasons as to why we overthink. And the first one was the fear of uncertainty. It says because the brain craves predictability and overthinking feels like control, but it's a false sense. Because you can never know exactly what's going to happen, and you can never know what's going to happen all the time. So life is just not predictable. You might think you know, but then it switches up on you in a matter of seconds. Then you have perfectionism. It's like if I just think it through one more time, I'll find the perfect solution. But see, perfection is a moving target.
Mm,
You never get it. You never find perfection. You can
yeah,
always strive for it, but you never reach it.
right.
Then there's low self-esteem or self-trust, and this is man, I barely see my own writing right now. It's doubting your instincts or decision, and this leads to rechecking or overanalyzing. And this, yeah, if you start rethinking stuff and overanalyzing, you
Yeah,
come up with different solutions, but then you start going down a rabbit hole into something that has nothing to do with what it is you tried to, what you actually, your original thought process was. And then there's trauma or regret. So
Wow.
it says the past pain can wire the brain to try to prevent it from happening again.
Mm.
And
Overthinking.
that can be by over preparing or over analyzing before
Yeah.
you even start.
Before you
But
even
it's like
start.
you just gotta take things as they are and let it happen.
Man.
It basically, to me, it all boils down to confidence. If you're
Wow.
confident about who you are and what you do, you don't have to overthink
But
anything,
see, but
Yeah,
the thing is, Mike, what I realized that people lose confidence because they failed about 2 times.
right? But failure is a learning process.
But a lot of people, we're
It's all
not
part
taught
of it,
that. We're not even
right?
taught that in school. We're
I
taught
know, but
we're
yeah.
taught on a merit system of first, second, third.
Hmm.
We're not taught on a merit system of you made the mistake, you didn't win this one, but who's to say you're not winning the next
yeah.
Right.
You know what system we on? Playing football, and y'all came in second place. Your whole team lost, but everybody get
Hmm.
a. If I
Right.
lost, no,
That's not right.
right.
Yeah.
But
But that's what they're doing nowadays.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Man.
It's
So
like now you just got to be a part of the team.
I got some strategies right now that I found that can break the cycle of overthinking. For those who do
Mhm.
overthink, for those who are on that, Miss Deborah, this might help. Practice mindfulness. And a lot
Hmm.
of I know as we go through our day to day, it's hard to practice these things, but I always try to keep my tablets and my notes close to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can believe that, Amber. You said she's guilty. Sometimes she overthink in trying to know how to move around. A lot of times we think we can outthink the future. Oh,
Right.
I can beat this. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. Just let it happen, man. I've realized that you can't control what the Serenity Prayer says that um some about the things you can't control. Man, I can't remember the Serenity Prayer.
Me
But
either.
that yeah,
I
except the
know the
things
prayer,
you
but I
can
can't remember how it
yeah,
goes either.
except the
Yeah.
things you cannot change, something like that. So, but that's what I love about doing these type of researches, because overthinking is big in a lot of us. And then we don't even want to claim it. Some people will say, I ain't no overthinker. And then you give them
Hmm.
all the symptoms and they'll still tell you that's not what they are.
yeah, because they still
Right.
people tend to overthink when they get into a relationship or a serious relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people don't even realize that you have to allow that person to be that person. I learned this in life and health coaching class to where it's meet your client where they are.
Mhm.
And that's the same thing as a relationship. You meet them people where they are, and then if you're growing and they don't want to grow, that means that that's not your person.
Right.
Right. That's not going to work.
It's never going to work because y'all going in 2 different directions. And
Mhm.
then if you're trying to make it work, that's when you start to overthink about the process of, man, if I do this, I know I can make them better. If I do this, I know they're going to be greater. It's like, no, that person has to see
Yeah.
themselves as the future them
Yeah.
before you
Right.
can do anything together. We don't ask the serious questions. We don't have real conversations when we jump into relationships. We
Right.
jump into with that fluff. Oh,
Mhm.
what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you got grown people still talking about girlfriend and boyfriend. You're 50. Why would you think I'm your girlfriend? Or why would you think I'm your boyfriend? That is not me. I
Yeah.
say, hey, man, that's my woman right there.
Yeah.
And if you can't call me your man, that means we in the wrong relationship.
Mhm.
I'll be your homeboy before I be a boyfriend. Yeah,
Right.
that was in elementary, junior high. Even in high school, I would be like, it's my lady right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Instead,
my chick. It's my baby.
instead of
I'm
getting
not
them
finna call you no girl. This grown ass woman. What the fuck?
like you're
Yeah.
40. Oh no, we're not engaged, but he gave me a promise ring. Oh what?
Wow.
A
Wow.
promise. Okay.
That right there.
Mm,
You
Yeah.
know? So that's one of the things. Practice mindfulness. Train yourself to observe thoughts without judgment. Train
mm,
yourself to observe thoughts without judgment. A lot of us, we can't do that.
right.
Everything we see, we gotta judge it. Oh, look at her, she fat. Oh, look at him, he's too skinny. Oh, look at her, she thinks she all that. Oh, look at, it's like, bro, why is you overthinking that situation? Don't nobody think that but you, because you the one who put it in your head to even say that.
You know,
Right.
I'm glad you said.
Nobody overthinks but the person who's judging somebody else.
Yeah.
So we have to practice mindfulness, train yourself to observe thoughts without judgment. Try to breathe awareness or simply body scan. And body scan is just like look at yourself before you talk about somebody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you perfect? Are you all of that? And if you think you're all of that, that's a problem. Yeah, I love the people watch too, Amber. That's a beautiful thing. People watching is real
Yeah.
good with me because
Mhm.
I get a lot from people watching. I get a oh man, me and a friend of mine, we can sit on the bench all day and we can just be like, I wonder what she's thinking. I wonder what, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, I wonder what made her do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't judge them. I look at it and I ask, I wonder why. And I wonder what, you
Mhm.
know. It's like it's some funny stuff though, because we see a lot. Yeah, I feel you laughing too. Yeah, but it's like, man, we see so much out here. It's like you can't judge people anymore. Now it's like you just gotta ask them. You know, you ask yourself, like, why? Why? What made
Yeah.
them do that? You know what I'm saying? It's some funny stuff. So number two, challenge and reframe thoughts. This
Mhm.
is these are strategies that can break the overthinking cycle. So you challenge and you reframe your thoughts. You examine the evidence, like we was doing on the people
Mhm.
watching. Is this thought factual or fear driven? Then
Yes.
replace with more balanced view, a more balanced view. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, challenge and reframe your thoughts before you can overthink. And then you examine the evidence. Is this thought factual or fear driven? I like that.
Yeah.
Is this thought factual or fear driven? Because a lot of times for overthinking is because we're scared of what might happen. We're
That.
afraid of the unknown. But then you'll tell yourself you believe in God. How do you believe in the unknown and doubt the unknown and guess you know, and judge the it's like you have to make it make sense, man. You say
Right.
you believe in a God that you've never met, but yet and still you can't believe in a thought process that can help you get further in life. How does that work?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. True.
How does
True.
that
True.
work?
I'd rather you just tell me that you're an atheist.
Atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't believe in nothing. You don't
Yeah.
believe, man, forget all this stuff. This stuff fake.
Because they
I'm
being
Donald Trump. It's fake news. Everything fake news. I'm gonna sign a bill on fake news. That's
No.
crazy, ain't it?
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man.
The couple of things that how to stop overthinking. Step back and look at how you're responding. Find a distraction. Take a deep breath. Meditate. Look at the bigger picture. Do something nice for someone else and
Wow.
acknowledge
I like that. Do something nice for someone else besides you. And that's the beautiful thing about a plant. That's why I got plants in my house. Because I want to grow something that's not going to pour back into me. Because there's a lot of relationships we go through. Those are a lot of relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Guilty. What you say, Amber? I believe in that. Don't question him about, but we'll ask a question if that makes sense. Okay, you don't question him, but you will ask a question. Well, that's getting clarification. That goes back to practicing mindfulness. You know what I'm saying? That's just, is it factual? So that's not a bad thing. You know, as long as you're asking the right question, I believe that can really grow your relationship. Because like I say, a lot of us don't ask the right questions in relationships. A lot of us assume,
Really?
oh, I know their actions. I know who they are. I seen your patterns. It's like, yeah, you might have seen some patterns, but that's not who I am.
Yep.
Right.
And so big. I'm a real big stickler on asking me the right question. Ask me what you want to know.
Exactly.
Not telling you nothing extra.
Oh, all men lie. Have you heard that one before? All men lie. So that's why
All
I
the
don't
time.
ask you.
I
That's
heard.
why I don't ask you nothing, because all men lie. No, the guys you fuck with lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not them. That's why a lot of women, I got a homegirl in San Diego. She told me, she said, I know you got a roster. I said, sweetheart, I don't even look at women like that. No, man, you too cool of a dude. Nah, baby. I'm not looking at a woman at all, because I know for a fact the caliber of women that we're dealing with in this day and age right now. Because if she wasn't who I got in my mind that she is, the scene would be a whole lot different when I talk, when I interact
Right.
with them. If it was anything else, yeah, come on now. My dog. See, that's why me and my dog, we Aries though. We think alike anyway. She talking about them stable days are gone, baby. The stable is put up. I ain't got no hoes. I ain't got no bunch of nothing. I don't even want a bunch of
Right.
nothing. I want one bad bitch that I can spoil. Hey,
Mhm.
That's it. That's all you need.
I don't need no 4 and 5 niggas. Man, I'm 54. What I need 8 women for? Polygamy, man, that might be
Yeah.
something to think about once I get enough money to take care of 2 of them. But hey, man, yeah.
But at the
But
same,
if I ain't got no hell of an income, I'm not trying to even deal with more than one.
I'm saying, Kev,
Right.
you have to be able to do everything that you do for that one woman. You have to be able to do it for all of them.
Exactly.
Right.
And I mean, I got buku hoes you just
Yeah,
fuck.
and I've been in that situation with 2 of my kids' mothers, bro. I had them, and I had money. And they both understood the assignment. I said, we're not getting into it. They had one fight out of the 5 years that I was dealing with both of them. And I told them, you pregnant and she pregnant. You'll see me going from one house to the next. you know. And one of them, she used to overthink a lot. She used to always wonder what it'd be like, nah, young lady, I'm telling you what it is. I don't want you to overthink. I don't want you to guess nothing that ain't real. I'm giving you this game, frank, face forward, full fledged. I don't care about nothing. I got money type of stuff that I was on. I had money to where I can, hey, what's happening, Slim? Yeah, I had money to where I can do what I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want them to overthink, and I didn't want them to be having no miscarriages and stuff like that. And because overthinking will lead to
Oh,
come on now, Amber, don't start that. Amber talking about, okay, Goldie. No, it was them was them days, them 90s. Man, you couldn't tell me nothing. There was money flowing. I didn't care who didn't like me. I had money. I had
Yeah.
money. Yeah, it was that kind of money to where it would, bitch, shut up. Okay. Yeah, that kind of money. But
Yeah.
nah, I'm not glorifying the back in the day, but I was just saying we talking about overthinking tonight, and I didn't, so you have to let a woman know you be truthful. Like it goes back. These are the things that can break the cycle of overthinking. That's what we're talking about, y'all. So,
Right.
the first one was practice mindfulness. Second was challenge and reframe thoughts. And then the third one is set the limits. I like that one.
Set a time limit.
And then, my guy here, he came up with some too. But I like set limits. Give yourself a worry window. My little sister, she tells her friends that you got 72 hours to be sad, depressed, worried, or anything about this situation that you just went through. You got 72 hours.
Yeah.
After them 72 hours, you better get that shit out your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? That right there is beautiful because if you take it past 3 days, you're still talking about things that happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You are the problem, not the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And a lot of people don't want to hold themselves accountable for the situation. I give myself a day, me myself, the most. I'm not after today. I can't do nothing else about it. Really, sometimes if it depends on the severity of it, I'm gonna give myself 5 minutes and be like, you know what, that ain't worth my time. Hey man, whatever happened after that, I don't care.
Yeah.
A lot of people, man,
Right.
you cold, you just don't care about nothing. I said, no, I don't care about nothing that don't care about me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you cared about me, you would see things from, okay, let me put myself in his shoes on how this went. Because I put myself in their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I put myself in everybody's shoes that I get into it with. I'd be like, what was they thinking when that happened?
Mm-hmm.
So that way, I'm not going to overthink the situation. I'm not going to assume in the situation. The situation will be what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know?
That's it. You just have to accept it.
Just have to accept.
It's always going to be what it is.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And if it's something that happened in the past, it's already happened, so you can't change it. And in the future, why worry?
I want to know
What's
how
going
you're
to
going to
happen is
change.
going to happen.
I want to know
Yeah.
how you're going to change. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
But the only thing you can actually do is reflect on things and make different decisions the next time
For the
if
next
what you
time.
did wasn't wasn't the optimal solution. But when it's happened, it's done. It's done. If you said something, you think before you speak. You don't have to worry about regretting what you said.
That's for real.
Yeah.
That's for
That's why
real.
I respect when Keith say, he's selective with his words. Because
Yeah.
I don't apologize. Because what I say, I mean.
At all. I
So
used to apologize a
Yep.
lot. And then when I found myself apologizing because a young lady, she said, yeah, you always apologize. I said, oh, that hit me in my heart.
Hmm.
I never apologize again.
And
It
no
is what
more.
it is. B. Oh, what else?
Right. Right.
and then thing is,
Yes, the reflection will cause me to drink. Oh,
oh yeah.
Amber, you out of control.
Wow.
Amber said, I need a drink after this reflecting this shit. It's just too much. I feel you down.
That is a way a lot of people be handling stuff.
Yeah.
Cause it used to
Yeah.
be on the weekends, on Fridays, I head
Yeah.
straight to the liquor store on the way home.
Just
Before I
because,
even eat dinner, I done poured a drink. But
hey man.
nowadays,
But
I hardly ever drink anymore.
Mike,
But I
remember
ain't
this too
stressed no
though.
more.
Didn't
Hmm?
nobody cook on Friday, so you had to go grab that 2-piece with a biscuit
Yep.
and some drink.
Yep.
You
On the
on the
way
way to
home.
the
Yep.
house, you had to get some church's chicken. Well, in Texas,
Yeah.
we had Williams chicken. But we get Williams chicken, 2-piece and a biscuit. I mean, 2-piece and a pepper, and it's in a biscuit, and we straight. A box of fries, and we look at that. My grandmama used to always tell me before she passed, she tell me, boy, you gonna turn into a chicken. I kept eating that chicken.
Yeah.
Oh man. But say here's another way to break the cycle of overthinking. Take action in small steps, meaning that
Yeah.
you break the overwhelmed task in many goals. So you progress often, it calms the mind. When you progress in very small steps, it calms the mind because you got to remember this. When you try to set a 5-year goal without a week goal, you're going to be overwhelmed because 5 years is
Right.
way down the line and you got stuff to do right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So people always ask, what you going to be doing in 5 years? What's your 5-year plan? No, what's your 5-month plan? That way, each month, you're accomplishing something that makes you feel good. Small hinges swing big doors. So your small steps, your small wins will feel like big wins at the end of the 5 or the 10 goals that you had set.
Yes.
You know, so we always have to remember that part. What is it?
Is because like I overthink my overthinking. So it's like, this is the headache.
Huh?
Yeah.
The one thing I had to stop, I said, because I would actually overthink my overthinking. So it's like it'll just be
That's crazy, ain't it?
yeah.
Yeah. You know, I learned a long time ago when it comes to that overthinking is really a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because one thing about being in the military, you start thinking about, well, what's going to happen next? What we getting ready to do now? You done got your mind set, and all of a sudden, your whole mission changed. You got to go in a whole different place to a whole different country, and that's within hours. It ain't
Wow.
got so you don't really have time to overthink. So it's like
No, because you have to
nowadays
be
trying to
ready right
overthink
now.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to be ready
and
right
if
now.
you ain't,
Damn.
everything changes in a matter of seconds. So trying to overthink stuff just is really a waste of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how hard you think about something. Remember, I told you about told the story about a friend of mine who was superstitious, scared on his 13th jump, and didn't jump
Right.
that day. But
Right.
the next jump was still his 13th jump, and he broke his back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn near killed himself overthinking,
Overthinking it.
and it was
No,
all
that's
out
for
of
real.
fear.
Yeah, I seen that
So
happen, man. People
it's
break
like,
bones and
why?
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So once you go out the door of the airplane, whatever going to happen. It ain't a whole lot you can do about it. That ground is coming up at you fast as hell. So
It's just
Yeah.
like listening, overthinking.
yeah,
All right. What did they pull? What did they pull around this corner? Then they right behind you. Well, gotta
Yeah,
go.
it ain't gonna work like that, huh? Yeah, man. But here goes some other ones. Distractions and physical activity. So choose healthy distractions like exercise, music, reading, or time with friends.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to choose the distractions. We so used to Facebook now. If they shut Facebook down, I wonder what half the world would do. I wonder what the whole world would do.
half will probably commit suicide. It's like
Oh,
their whole life is gone.
Don't have nobody to talk to. They can go back to being nerds. They don't have no real value. You know, on Facebook and Instagram, you can put a post up in a mink coat and people think you're rich.
yeah.
Yeah,
You done put somebody else coat on, showing somebody else's money. Now everybody's looking at you like, oh wow, he's the man. But when that goes away,
And the
yeah,
world is moving right along with it because they have places. I know there's a spot in Atlanta. Um, it's like an activation house. Um, you know how you have all these vloggers and influencers making it seem like, oh yeah, traveling first class. Bitch, you at a house. It's like they're in a house, but inside each room, like it's shaped like different things. They have one of them that's like a jet.
Like a theme room.
Yeah,
Right.
but the thing on the wall
Mm.
making it seem like they flying first class. I'm like, you right,
Wow.
peach tree. The heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nah, it's a lot, man. We have to really start paying attention, man, to the things. I hope these these breaking the cycles help somebody, because we really out here overthinking situations, assuming that we know because that person has showed you a pattern or two, assuming
Hmm.
that we know because we've seen it in someone else, assuming it's overthinking as well, y'all. Just so we can put
Yeah.
that out there on the record. Assuming is part of overthinking because you feel like, oh, I know. No,
Hmm.
when you really don't. Oh, you did that before. You did that in the past. Yeah, that was the past. If you quit living there, you will understand and understand that I'm way different now.
Yeah. See where we are now, right?
For real. And a
Yeah.
lot of
Mhm.
a lot of women are delusional on a lot of things. And now it's starting to flow into the man's delusion. I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of men that become delusional more than women. Just like the emotional man. You know what I'm saying? More men are so emotional. And it's like, bro, you're not supposed to be that involved into a thought or a feeling or it's not
Hmm.
that doesn't sit well. But you have men out here like that.
And it's taking men a lot longer to get dressed than it is for a woman. Yeah.
Wow. 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 That's wrong.
Mhm.
That's
For
definitely
real.
wrong. Yeah, man. I'm almost ready, baby. Well, man, I wish you to hurry up.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Man, these
Shaking
are
my
times we
head
live in,
too,
man.
Amber. I'm shaking my head too, dog. Damn.
Yeah. It happens. It shouldn't, but you have guys like, especially, I don't have anything against like braids or dreads or grooming a facial, whatever. Okay, cool. I'm about to go get ready. Cool, go ahead. Or if y'all have like that, two sinks in the bathroom, y'all each have y'all a mirror, and it's like your girl wrapping up, and it's like you still like you gotta comb your beard 100 times on each side, like for just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Man.
So, man, these are some things. Hopefully, these things will help somebody. Hopefully, we put enough information, and also journaling, self comparison should stop.
Hmm.
Limit input overload. I like that one because limit your input overload will stop the distractions.
Yeah.
Will minimize the distraction. Let me say that. It won't stop, but it'll minimize the distraction. And with that be you setting boundaries on social media, news, and constant information streams. So, if it gets past that, y'all go ahead and seek some professional help, man. Because overthinking will have
Yeah.
you killing yourself. Overthinking will have you causing the wreck. Overthinking will have you doing things that you shouldn't be doing,
Right.
you know?
Absolutely.
So, man, it's been another great episode, y'all. We're going to get out of here
Wow.
and do our
An
thing
hour
next week.
already.
We're gonna have another great topic. We're gonna make sure that y'all get the right information because y'all need this, man. You don't
Yeah.
realize you need it, but you need it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So come on, Roman. Man, I can't even say the name. I don't forgot.
Now, overthinking turns simple moments into unnecessary stress. And I also want to say that overthinking is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it won't get you.
It'll give you
Wow.
something to do, but it won't get you nowhere.
It won't get you nowhere. That's what I'm talking about. Wow,
I like that.
it's true though.
You as well, Mike. What you got?
Well, well, Napoleon Hill wrote this book, Think and Grow Rich, and he said once about Henry Ford when they were trying to say that the man was unintelligent and shouldn't own his company. Napoleon Hill wrote, Henry Ford's mind is precisely like every other normal mind, but he uses his to think with and not to harbor fear or self-imposed limitations. So that just means think, but don't overthink and don't limit yourself.
Yeah. And I'm gonna just say, man, like Alejandro say, man, that overthinking will cause you to do things that you don't even want to do. So pay attention, man. Keep it mindful. Stay mindful of everything that you want out of life, and don't put too much thought process into it because it is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be, as we all say in the hood. It is what it is.
Yep,
It's gonna be
exactly.
what it's gonna be. So man, don't overthink it, man. And y'all stay prayed up. And don't
Wow.
be praying like you asking for something. God, I know you got that money. Now give it here.
Yep.
That's the prayer, man. God, I know you got that money. Now give it here. Yeah, yeah. Man, until the next time, y'all, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.